Right, well, here's something you probably won't see every day. In this box should be a Brother plastic bed machine. I didn't anticipate this being such a thick paper. I'm using my fabric scissors here. So I think I'm going to go change to a cheaper pair of scissors, and I'll get all this paper off and show you what we have. Right, I think we're in, almost. It's upside down. There we have a Brother Convertible model KX-390. Now, at the beginning of this video I said that this is something you don't see every day. Not necessarily a model KX-390 convertible Brother knitting machine, but what's interesting here is that this still has the plastic tags on. So this is still factory sealed, it's brand new, it's never been used, which is very cool. I've never used one of these machines before, so this will be interesting. Now, in the anticipation of receiving this machine, I did get myself one of those sponges that you can use to replenish your sponge bar on your metal bed machines. It has a black sort of ribbon top and a white ribbon on the bottom as well, so it's coated on both sides. On these plastic bed type machines, when you change the sponges in them, you do not want to use a self-adhesive sponge. You'll ruin the machine. Well, you won't necessarily ruin it, but you'll make it incredibly difficult to get the sticky residue off when you come to replace it next time, and it can cause problems with your knitting because it will make the carriage all jerky with the stickiness. So not a good idea. So this one I just got off eBay, pretty generic. You can find these pretty much anywhere and they don't cost much. Right, so I've popped the box up on the bed here, and we're going to open this time capsule. This machine's from the very late 80s to the early 90s, so it's pretty old, over 30 years. I've put the box the other way around on the bed here because the flaps of the box are this way. So let's open this for the first time. So that's the plastic straps off. There's a couple of little flaps here on the front of the box that you need to open. And we should be in. There we go. That is what a brand new Brother plastic bed machine looks like. First of all, we have the manual here. Obviously it's in perfect condition because it's new. We have a little warranty card and leaflet here. You can view this manual online. I don't think we'll be sending off this this warranty card. I don't think that'll be valid now somehow. But Brother's head office in the UK is Audenshaw, Manchester in Guidebridge. That's not far from me, maybe about 10 minutes if that in the car. There's the manual. So here on the left side of the polystyrene there's the little what Brother called the gate pegs. They're not really gate pegs like you would see on a metal bed machine, but these are the standard gauge ones, the 4.5mm. It will have the 9mm chunky ones already attached, but these front gate peg pieces clip on the front of the machine in sections, allowing you to use either every needle with these gate pegs or every other needle, so you can knit finer or thicker yarns. And it works better because the chunky ones are actually designed with the spacing of a chunky machine, so It's not just like using every other needle on a different machine. It actually has the proper front which forms the stitches properly. So you get 4 of those. Here we have 2 claw weights, nice and shiny. We have the row counter, set at 999. There's a bottle of oil, still obviously sealed, and the little clip which almost looks identical to the LK150 silver reed version. That's for holding your tension mast. I apologise if you can hear any background noise. I have the windows open here to keep it cool in this room that I'm filming in, because the fan would be too noisy, but obviously now there's lots of rain outside. But anyway, hopefully that's not too distracting. So we have 3 cast-on combs, which are tied together with a little metal wire tie. These will be your yarn rests when you're changing colours. We have the tension mast here, which opens and closes. Of course the yarn guide there, just like it does on the metal bed machines, that will click in place. It does have 2 little clips on it for you parking your yarn. And then we have the top part of the tension mast, as you can see. It's just like any of the other Brother machines, has the plus and minus, but that's styled very much the same as the one you'd find on an LK150. And over here we have a little bag which is a resealable, which is nice. Let's see what we have in here. These are your hand tools. So we have a latch tool. Do we just get one? Looks like you just get one. But anyway, you have a latch tool which is suitable for thick yarns, probably similar to the size of the needle on the machine, I imagine. You get 1 needle selector which looks like 3 by 1, or 1 by 3, sorry, and this one looks like 1 by 8 maybe. Don't know without checking. You can use these, I imagine, for both chunky and standard gauge. And you have a straight needle pusher with every other comb on that side. And then we have 2 single prong tools with the chunky one here, with the 3 prong and the 2 prong. And you also get a 2 prong by 3 prong chunky tool. So you get 3 chunky tools, and you get 2 by 3 prong standard gauge transfer tools. These are actually a lot longer than the metal bed versions. These are longer. I imagine it's to fit the depth of here. Yes, it is, because the regular ones for the metal bed machines would be too short, I imagine. But they don't give you a single prong with the standard, because I'm guessing you would just use the ones on the chunky one. So that's your hand tools. And of course you also get 2 spare machine needles. I'm not sure if you can still get hold of these anywhere. They do look similar to LK150 ones, or Bond Elite. They look similar to Bond Elite needles, those actually. And a darning needle, or tapestry needle. So that's your little accessory pack, which fits neatly there. And here, this gap here would have been where, in some countries I believe, this machine came with a VHS tape. I actually do have that tape. As I say, I do actually have the video, which I'll probably put this up on YouTube if any of you are interested. Brother haven't contacted me about any other ones that I've put of theirs on YouTube, so I guess they don't care. They don't produce knitting machines anymore, so I guess they don't care about their knitting machine division. But anyway, yes, the video was available in the UK, but it was as an optional extra. It didn't come with the machines, which is a bit naughty really, but that's their prerogative. But the video was suitable for the KX-390 and KX-395. The 395 was just the same as this, it just had the option of doing intarsia on the carriage. It was built in, whereas it isn't on this machine. But apart from that and the colour, it was exactly the same machine. But yeah, I'll put this up on YouTube if any of you are interested. So that's everything in the little polystyrene sections. It's pretty much packed the same as an LK150 would be. I'm going to say it doesn't want to let go. Just slide the carriage slightly out of the way. And we'll lift this one out. So apart from a little bit of packaging on the polystyrene that's got stuck there, which we can sort out later, you can see that it's survived pretty well being packed in its box. Sometimes even when things have been out of sunlight, if they've been stored somewhere hot, they can still yellow, but this machine hasn't. Just pop the needle off there, that one's popped out. Here's the carriage, you can see it's still nice and white. That's your usual hold, no hold levers or markings that you would have on a metal bed brother, and part and normal. And because this is multi-gauge, you can see that you have a tension dial that goes from 1 to 13, which is nice. Got little wheels there. Obviously all lovely and new. You don't get to see this much, do you? So I'll zoom in a little bit. Very nice. So let's pop the bed out. Now it does look like we have a little bit of storage marking here, which is hard to see in this light, but that should clean off pretty easily. The clamps are built in. Whoops, sorry about that loud noise. They are built in on this this machine. They just sort of lift up and turn to the side for packing. And some nice rubber feet. Of course the sponge in here will be no good now, it will need replacing, but obviously I thought ahead and I can do that. I might do a video separately, of course, of replacing the sponge, because it will add too much time to this video. So anyway, you can see there on the polystyrene in the packaging, a bit of yellow mark there. That has slightly marked the combs here in the front centre, but it won't be a problem. You won't really see it when it's set up on the table. It might clean off, it might not. But these are cool though, how you just press the buttons underneath and they just pull out. And you see, you can change it to get the right one to the standard gauge versions, and then you can use every needle. So this may, yeah, you can see here, if I tip it forward, the needle shouldn't do that. They should only do that on a Bond 8mm machine. Most other machines, the needles are held in place by a sponge or some sort of mechanism to keep the needles steady. It's only the Bond that's different. But anyway, there we are. There's our lovely little brother, KX-390. Similar to an LK150, but a bit more interesting. Now we're at the end of the video. I've turned off the artificial light so you can sort of see it in a bit more natural light. It looks pretty good to me. There's where I said about the little bit of yellowing from the packaging. But that's actually on these comb pieces here on the front rather than it being on the actual machine. But still, it's not bad. It looks like the knit number strip has a little protective plastic. You see it lifting there. So I may take that off because it just looks bubbly and messy. But yeah, I think it's very cool. Very cool. I'll probably do some videos on this if you're interested. But yeah, the first video I'll probably make on this is changing the sponge, which won't be today, but we're actually having some new windows fitted, so I just had a little bit of time while we've gone for lunch to get this video out there, because this arrived today. But anyway, just before we go, let's have a look at the needles. Let me just pull this off. Let's see what condition the needles are in. This should be okay. It doesn't look like we have any rust, which is good. Very good. But yeah, the sooner I get that old sponge out of there, the better. And get these bits of polystyrene off. But yeah, hopefully you found this video interesting. Just a bit of fun seeing a new old stock Brother machine. Don't get to see that much. And I'll catch you again soon. Take care.